Hey everybody, it's me, Basti, and this will be a video um, about basically my testimony and how I found Christ. It's a beautiful day outside. I gotta say, there's a lot of sun. Oh, look at that! I'm in my balcony right now. There's a lot of sunlight going on out there. You don't care about that, but anyways, so here I am, about to share my testimony with you all. Um, so let's start at the year, um, to where I wanted to begin. So basically, my name is Basti. Hi, hello. I am 19 years old. I was pretty young dude. Not really into adulthood yet. Um, I grew up in a very religious household. Um, you know, I grew up Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I was um, bred Catholic. I did all the Catholic things. Um, so in the beginning, I was already, given this hand that I was dealt with that I was in a religious family. Um, my first school was a Christian school, and I did 8 years of Christian school and 4 years in Catholic school. So I pretty much knew all the differences between Christianity, Catholicism, and my goodness, the drastic differences. Well, their doctrines are different, the way they speak is different, the way they carry themselves are different, and it's really fascinating how uh, pretty much the same belief system can take many different forms. And I I was on the side of religiosity and do this and do that, because if you don't do it or do that, then you'll die and you'll burn in hell forever. So I was taught that at a very young age, just to please God and do good and do good works and all that stuff. Um, but I found their way of doing things kind of, no offense to them, I love them very much, um, kind of hard and repetitive and sort of routine like, as if you have to do it every single day. Um, it felt, to me at least, um, it felt kind of stale. Like it got old really quickly. I was like, and in my head, I was like, "Is this it? Like, do you have to repeat everything?" And so I was very, you know, I was pushing myself or tearing myself away. I was, you know, backing out of the ideologies of Catholicism, and also there was a lot of tumult. I don't know, events in my life that really didn't help my faith in Catholicism at all. Matter of fact, I think that it the events in my life actually worsened um, my view on Catholicism, and I basically ended up um, resenting everything that was relating to spiritual things, or to many just spiritual things in general, because there were a lot of ups and downs, and mostly downs in my life at that time, and it really didn't help my faith at all. It didn't foster anything at all. And so I kind of, I didn't admit it to myself, but I kind of like stopped. I lapsed, for lack of a better term, I lapsed. I didn't quit, but I just lapsed. I ignored it basically. Um, and in high school, basically, I was in high school, and my high school was a very Catholic high school, right? And every single day we would often pray the rosary, and the different mysteries and all that stuff. But I already basically lapsed. I really didn't care about Catholicism anymore. I didn't care about the faith anymore, because My life was very difficult at that time. I struggled in school and all that stuff. I didn't really like math. I hate math because everything, because like I felt really incompetent in math, you know, and just people, the pressures, the pain of this world just really did not help my faith foster any fruits at all. And so I kind of didn't care. But in my high school, in my Catholic high school, I I became really popular. Um, Not really popular. Popular is a strong word, but well known. There you go. Well known. Well known is a appropriate word for the thing. Well known in my Catholic school. Everybody recognized me. I was at first when I was starting out in the Catholic school, I was quiet because I didn't really like to hang out with people that I didn't know because I didn't trust them. I was like, I'm not gonna show my personality to the people my personality and my secrets to people I don't know. So I just basically, um, you know, took the quiet kid approach. I was like, for the whole month that I was there, I was like quiet for like 2 months until I started talking because I kind of got used to the atmosphere. I kind of got used to the way things worked in the Catholic, even though I didn't care. Um, I still did, the prayers and stuff, but in my heart, it was empty for me, really. No offense to the Catholics, I love you guys, um, but my road is different. Your road is different. And please don't hate me, okay? Um, and so I became well known. After my quiet kid phase, I started speaking, I started joking around, and in this time period of my life, I didn't know God at all. I didn't care about any spiritual things at all. So I was basically just like a comedian in my school. So I joked around a lot. I made people laugh a lot. I made some crude jokes, some inappropriate jokes, some adult jokes that you know all that and basically they loved it, I loved it, we were all laughing, and it was all just a great time. I made friends. I was popular, and not well, you could just say popular, just say popular, bastard, nobody cares. And i I basically had everything I wanted. People recognized me. I felt noticed. I felt like I had like some sort of, I guess, position of power, and sort of like people recognize me. People like me. I've had a lot of friends. Even the grade tens, even the grades higher than me, liked me. They started talking to me and stuff. They liked me so much that I would arm wrestle them at times. We would have competitions on the cafeteria and all that stuff. And everything was such a, in my Catholic school, even though I didn't care, everything was so high. Everything was high in terms of my state, and everything was high in terms of my social life. Everything was on the mountain. I was like, Shh. Everybody recognized me. I felt like I had like, I don't want to sound egotistical, but I felt like I had like forces or something. I felt like I had cohorts. I felt like I was like, I felt like I was in a family of misfits, and they recognized me, and I love those times. I still love those. I still love them, but of course, after that, everything was high. But then I also had a lot of lows in the Catholic school. There were just times that I didn't feel like going to school. Everybody they feels like they don't want to go to school. Um, there were times where I was having really difficult times with the subjects. I didn't understand. Even though the teacher was explaining, like I really had struggle with homework. Um, and then the pandemic hit. The pandemic, the the dread of all mankind was the pandemic back in 2020. And I remember a certain moment in my before it hit, everybody was like, "Woo! Oh, we have this." The news was going crazy. Fox News was going crazy, and I remember a certain reporter on the channel on an American news channel like, "Oh, we have this under control." He was like saying, "We have this under control. There's no need to panic." And then basically the people in my school, the students in my school, my friends, were like, "Hey, bro, you believe in the pandemic?" And we were basically joking around, coughing at each other, like we were coughing at each other to test if it were true. So my classmate coughed on me, and I was like, "Really, dude? You coughed on me?" And so, the pandemic kind of put everyone in a panic, and then lockdown came in. The news and the CDC, basically said all the world is in lockdown. We should have a lockdown, and so everything was in lockdown, and that was pretty new for me because a lot of this generation haven't experienced plagues at all. Like I haven't experienced the Black Plague, the Spanish flu. I haven't experienced any of the. I haven't experienced any of those medieval plagues. But now that I have, I kind of get what they're going for. I kind of get the feeling now. I understand the feeling now. Okay, and everybody was pretty much in isolation until the government told us what to do. And so I was like, and so all my friends and all the socialites that I had and all the social, um, you know, credits that I had basically went away because everybody was separated from me and I was all alone and everybody was all alone and everybody was isolated. And so everybody wasn't talking to each other, you know, and it was really, and at first I liked it actually. Um, I liked the pandemic because it gave me a lot of time to think. It gave me a lot of time to get over my to think it over in my head, um, and it was also kind of lonely. I have to admit, it was fun, but it was also kind of lonely because my friends aren't there. Of course, we had FaceTime, Messenger, the internet to communicate with to each other, but it just wasn't the same, And so all my all my accolades, all my socialites, and all that I had was taken away, and I was all alone. I had my own room in the pandemic. There was so much time on my hands, like 365 days. Uh, 365 days of basically 1 year of free time, and I didn't know what to do, so I just did random stuff until it kind of got boring. It kind of got stale. The same way kept, you know, the same way, and I kind of felt empty. I felt empty. I felt lonely. I felt like there was nothing in this earth that could satisfy the yearning hole of my heart. It was really just like it wasn't stressful, but it was just lonely. It was empty. It was a life of vanity, and so it got to a point where it got really bad. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't. I was losing weight, even though I wasn't. I didn't notice it because I didn't want to eat. I lost my appetite. I didn't want to sleep. Um, Even if I did want to sleep, I closed my eyes. I forced myself to sleep, but I just couldn't until it was 4 in the morning and 5 in the morning, and until the sun came up. So I couldn't sleep. My sleep went away from me. My appetite went away from me because I felt empty. There was no God that I believed in. I believed in myself and in my own strength. I don't know, because I kind of had like a falling out in my faith in Catholicism. So I was like, nah, I don't need that. I don't want to go back there. And no offense. I was just I was explaining the person I was before, and so I was just tormented. I was tortured, mentally speaking. I was tortured in my head. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with my life. I kept thinking about death.